What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're gonna have fun diving into Face Breakers, mono red Face Breakers, because we got some sweet new cards from the new set that actually add a ton of value for mono red, namely Professional Face Breaker, 3 mana, 2/3 menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. You can sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library, and you can play that card this turn. So this gives us just so much card draw potential with Professional Face Breakers on the battlefield. Our deck already can make tons of treasures just by having things like Agnes, which makes treasures. We also have Goldhound, which is a treasure itself. And if we get to start going off with this and just have a few treasures on the battlefield, Goldspan Dragon, whatever it is, we can end up making so many treasures that we can draw an extra 2 cards each turn if we need to, and still have plenty of mana to be casting it as well. And so Professional Face Breakers becomes an absolutely absurd card, and I'm really excited to be showing it off with this one and seeing how well we can go off with this. The other cards that really add into it, like I was saying, Goldhound, 1 mana, 1/1. It is a treasure by itself. It has First Strike and Menace. If we get to put a counter onto it with either Kumano or Thundering Raiju as we're attacking in, it just becomes really, really powerful. A 1 mana 2/2 with First Strike and Menace is something that is very difficult to ever block and kill. You have to have 2 creatures that can do 2 power. They can't have 2 toughness altogether. It has to be a little bit higher. Anyway, so there's plenty of ways for this to be getting in for damage for us. Also, just being able to sacrifice it to ramp up to our Goldspan Dragon, ramp up to a Thundering Raiju or an Agnes or whatever it is that we want to be ramping up to, so we can attack in. I do have to remember though that the treasures that are made from Agnes, whenever you attack in with a creature with haste, you create a tapped treasure token. So we have haste with Agnes, we have Bloodthirsty Adversary, we have our Kumano, our Rabbit Battery. I guess we have a few other creatures that don't have the haste, but we have plenty that do. That it's fine. We're going to be running into treasures with this. So Agnes is another great way for us to be making treasures, but those do come in tapped. I actually made a mistake when I was testing this out, that I was expecting to be able to play like a play with fire right afterwards. Totally forgot that I'm not able to cast the spells right away, but getting us some spells into the graveyard also great. Being able to have extra mana later on lets us use the Bloodthirsty Adversary extra ability, not a kicker. What is it? Pay 3 and get the extra ability here from it. I'm not sure what to call that. It's just the adversary abilities that are really powerful. Anyway, letting us cast extra spells from the graveyard is really nice. We have some good removal there. We have 1 Valakut Awakening, which I really, really love being able to have in the graveyard to cast again. Same thing with Igneous Inspiration. Get some extra card draw out of the ability here with Bloodthirsty Adversary. Another thing that Goldhound lets us ramp up into, I am blown away by this card. I think just giving ramp in red, that it comes on the body of a really good creature. First Strike, Menace, great stuff. Really excited to see how this one goes for us. And there's so many other versions of this deck that you could build up as well, but this is just the one I like to start off with. Things like Sticky Fingers are really good in here. Gives a creature menace. Whenever attacks in, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So kind of similar effect as Professional Face Breaker, already on another creature. And whenever the creature dies, we draw a card. Put this onto something that can sacrifice. Great stuff. That's good. It's great. I love it. So as far as mana base goes, I am a little bit low on lands. We have 20 lands in the deck here, but I do have 2 modal lands there, 1 with Valakut Awakening. I initially had a Spikefield Hazard as well, but I just felt like I didn't need as many lands as I was playing in it, even if I'm trying to get up to a 5 mana Goldspan Dragon, because as long as we get like 1 hit in with Professional Face Breaker on the ground, we can cast any Goldspan Dragon we want to. We had the 1 Magda in the deck as well, so that we can all the different treasures we're finding can just go find us our 3 Goldspan Dragons really fast, hit in, and this just becomes a really busted deck. So that's the game plan. That's the deck. Let's go and dive in the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, up against Magic Shot. Oh, I love this hand. This is so good. I love getting the counters onto either Goldspan or the adversary. Yeah, this is just exciting. Because Goldhound can ramp up into Goldspan Dragon, I probably will go with the counter onto Adversary first. We'll see. First Strike, Menace, and a 2/2. Also being able to play with fire and kill things sounds great. Yeah, Goldhound, get the counter onto it. So if they're playing this out, most likely that means that they have the ability to flash something in. Let's see, there's the black mana. Oh, that's right, it's a creature, so I can't activate that right away. Brutal. Okay, we'll kill that. Man. Go adversary. Attack in. 4/4. Down to 15. Still keeping the aggro going for us. Up against ninjas. Them discarding our stuff from our hand is going to be bad. At the same time, though, like, we're really dependent on finding a land right now anyway. So any tactic that's not 4 mana or greater sounds good. Finding a land, great, but I'm expecting it to get discarded. Not yet. Wow. Oh. All right. Yeah, definitely willing to trade off with either of these guys right now. Getting the treasure is great. So attack in. Block, block. Block, block. Nope, just one block. Really? Not with a 1,000-face shadow. Wow. They're really going for this. They've got to be going for a ninja play here on this turn. Yeah, so I'm expecting the black ninja discard something from her hand. Either one that goes away, we just hope to find a land or whatever, and we'll be good. Whoa, they don't bring in another dude. There's got to be removal. All right. Raiju, go. Counterspell would be annoying as well. All right, so they go for the bounce, out to where. That's fine. We still, that's just we just got an extra turn basically there. Pass the turn. That's my turn. Another land would be great. A professional facebreaker again would be so good too. Getting 2 treasures here. We could even like sacrifice one to try to find a land. We'll go with the play that they already know of. We can do that after the fact here as well. Attack in, counter onto... I want to go for the facebreakers, but it's like the best card on the battlefield. So it gives them a little bit of upside if they block it. At the same time, though, it can't be blocked at the moment. So we're going to do that. Sarah-san. Okay. Down to 5. So they can attack in and take our Raiju. Should I dig for a land right now? We really need a land. And there's a really high probability of land. What's the probability of land here? MTG assistant. 35% over many times. Pass turn. Not a good enough odds. All right, I'm glad I put this onto this guy, because that means that if they do attack in, this guy's still going to get in for damage, most likely. So if all we need to do is find a land and Goldspan Dragon is lethal with a menace creature, they won't be able to block. So they have a ninja in hand. That just showed that. They had a little hiccup in the attacking process. Shows that they have a ninja. So Raiju, so that means they will have an extra blocker. Come on, land. All we need is a land. 1,000-face shadow. Pass to my turn. Oh, ha, ha. All right, so they do get a flying blocker, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. Yeah, opponent says good game. Great. Great, great, great. Good stuff. All right, here we go against Sprinkle Sauce, and beautiful hand. I like this very much. We can try to dig for, scry for a land if we need it before turn 3. Get the plenty of creatures out in the battlefield here as well. Rabbit Battery at the counter is always something I actually like to have with Rabbit Battery. There's other creatures that are better as well, but I'm fine with that. There you go. So Rabbit Battery go with a counter. Do I want the other Rabbit Battery, or do I want to make sure that I can scry here? Honestly, I think getting the Facebreaker might just be the better way to go. So we're going to do that past the turn. Up against red and green. Most likely this would kill something important as well. Okay, sweet. Damage to face. Get a scry. Find that land. That's not a land. That's not a bad card, but not a land. That's also not a land. That's frustrating. All right, we're running into the issue of not having as many lands, but we still have 23 lands in this deck. Like, that's plenty of lands that we should be finding them easy. Go Rabbit Battery. Do I feel like they're going to have any kind of board wipe? I don't think so. I'd rather hold on to Display of the Fire, try to get 2 more damage in face, and also be able to try to dig for a land again. Jinne. All right, damage to face. There's the land. All right, so they block one of the 2/2s. They let 2 other things through. We got to keep 2 treasures. That's pretty great. I could equip Rapid Battery onto one of these ones. They won't trade off. I just get in for 3 damage, and that's all I do for the turn. That's less risky, but I think we go like this. I think this is the better play. They can end up having an insane number of blockers on this next turn. Being able to dig for a Gold Twin Dragon or something else is going to be much better. Thundering Raiju helps us out a lot for getting through. Having a menace creature for the next turn, also good against a deck that's going to be bringing out lots of tokens. So in general, this is the most likely the better play. If they go for Hidden Stockpile here, or sorry, a Stimulus Package is the one, and create 2 tokens, it'd be annoying, but we can be okay with it. Eska's Chariot. All right. So let's see here. Probably making the 3/1 dogs makes a lot of sense here. Yep. Doggos. I mean that's a hard board to get through. Let's see what we can do. Going wide. We're not going to go more wide than they are though, right? If they're just casting any spells with tokens, which is guaranteed basically, we're just going to be in trouble. So how do we get in for enough damage is the question. So Thundering Raiju, I can equip here to here, have a 3/4, have a 3/3 by putting the counter here, 2 modified creatures, 2 damage goes through. With the menace, that's lethal. So we equip you onto you. So I believe that we have lethal by having 2 damage coming through with Thundering Raiju before anything else happens. Because with a menace creature, they will not have enough stuff to block. Counter there. And so this is, I believe, guaranteed lethal. So this shows the power of going for a little bit of extra damage in the early game. There is value on swinging in on a turn, even if you're going to lose a creature sometimes, simply for the sake that you can set up a turn like this where if we're able to make this work, if we're able to go off with this, I can get in for a little bit of extra damage and, you know, potentially set up a place for lethal. And that's risky because they could have played many other things. We could have not top decked the land, which allowed us to actually go for the Rapid Battery there. Like there's tons of things that could go wrong there. I tend to play a little bit more aggressively, a little bit more risky. And a lot of people will say like that's the wrong way to play because it causes lots of mistakes where it's like, oh, it didn't happen. And now I went for the risk and it's more risky. It's harder to come back into the gameplay afterwards. I like going for it. That's just the way I like to play. And so I hope you guys enjoy that too. There we go. All right, I'm against Ryo. And okay hand. This would be an amazing hand on the play where we, with the Play with Fire, we could probably guarantee at least 1 swing in with Magda. With the Gold Hound, we can set up for you know, a Gold Sword Dragon on turn 3, basically. After combat. As it is, this is going to be a bit more awkward. Well, I do like the Kumano as well, though. I can go that and Play with Fire, get a treasure onto Magda. So I get to attack in because this has Menace and First Strike, so it'll get in for damage. The question here is, do I go for Magda right away to try to get the treasure? Or do I go for a little bit more damage in general? Have the Play with Fire up and available? It's a tough choice. Because I can still go for Goldstone Dragon, but it's going to be a turn late anyway. So right now we can still get it out on turn 4. So let's just go for that. Down to 18, pass the turn. See what else they're going with here. An Estus Chariot. So they're going to gain 2 life if I don't kill this. Killing a token means Estus Chariot won't be able to do much, but I'm not sure I'm really doing much anyway here for the next turn. I think that Goldsmith Dragon still just wins it. So the life gain is the issue. So we're going to go ahead and kill, yeah, kill that guy. A little bit risky here. Risky frisky. All right, tap land Magda with a counter. Next turn we get Goldsmith Dragon over the air. Gaelic Readers. I like this play. So we can't double block the Estus Chariot here. But they're also, let's see. Let's see. I really feel like they have something else going for them. Double blocking, what use does that actually give us? Are we actually going to be able to outpace them? I don't think so. Any good spell here. It could be phase out, slip out the back. It could be Tamio safekeeping. Yeah, no blocks. You take the 4. In trouble. Pass to my turn. Play with fire. Go Goldspan. Swing in with Goldsmith Dragon. Have some blockers available. Have mana to be able to kill with Play with Fire. We have Den the Bugbear, so we have plenty of ways to stay alive long enough for Goldsmith Dragon to win. It's just a matter of, do they have an answer for Goldsmith Dragon? Lots of mana held up. They definitely have, what's it called here? So first off, we're going to kill this token. Stop them from getting the extra token this turn. Stop them from gaining life with Gaelic Reader. Stop them from gaining treasures, whatever it is. That's definitely the best play. We can take the damage here. Yeah. And now I think we're just racing. They have to throw out creatures, otherwise they can't really activate this fella. Ooh. All right, Professional Facebreaker is sweet. All the treasures we get and the mana we get from Goldsmith Dragon as well. So attack him with both. We do have to, not die. Wandering Emperor is bad.
I've learned much during
And they didn't do this beforehand. I forgot this adds white as well, huh? Yeah, get another treasure. All right, we only have one thing that costs 5. Goldsmith Dragons we have a couple of. All right. Play with fire, let's kill. Gaelic Readers could be really good to get rid of. I think it's still probably Wandering Emperor, though.
I still have much to learn.
The number of things we have in the 3-drop slot makes it really risky to go for a treasure now, because it's most likely something we can't use now. So I think we're just passing the turn. We're going to try to keep Facebreakers alive. That lets us set up for potentially an amazing turn on the next turn. Storm the Festival. Will crap. That's bad. Oh, man. 5 cards deep. Oh, man. At least they didn't find something, like, really busted. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, yeah, that's over.
You get for hurting my people.
Ooh, achoo. Wow. That might be good. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think that might be. There's a possibility. Yeah, we're in trouble. So we got to play with fire. So auto pay, play with fire, kill the Gala Greeters. With this gone, we guarantee get to deal damage with Facebreaker. So we get to kill Wandering Emperor.
Until next time, then.
And yeah, while I'd like to play the Rapid Battery, I'd like to rather have the chance to draw cards with a Treasure. Ooh, oh, ah, with a Broker's Ascendancy. Yikes. Oh, that's so good. Surprised they're not playing black for like Kaito as well with this. Trying to think of what other commanders would be, or planeswalkers would be good enough here. Swings in. Oh, I would love to have traded off there right now. It makes an extra copy. No blocks. Oh, everything's getting countered. These 2/2s become massive threats really fast. Yeah, this is just an issue of being on the draw. I think that we are just way too slow now because of how powerful their deck was. So gonna take a peek off the top here. See, now play with fire doesn't do a whole lot. I might actually even wanting to go with play with fire here. It does get damage dealt directly to face. I could also play Kumano, Rapid Battery, equip Rapid Battery onto this to make a 4/4 to actually block this. Oh wait, that became a 5/5. Right. Do I have any chance here? And the answer is no. We're gonna scry and see what's on top. We can probably stay alive one more turn. Yeah, we're done here. Yeah, Broker's Ascendancy with that many tokens, with everything. And then the storm, yeah. We had a great setup. If we were on the play, I feel like we could have outpaced them. And got enough damage at face that we could have created a racing situation where even if they had removal, even if they had the Wandering Emperor, even if they had whatever, it would have been a turn too late before we would have been able to have so much value that they wouldn't be able to keep going. Being on the draw there, and that's the issue, is that when you're playing Arena Best of One, being on the draw, you're already at such bad odds that you're not going to win those as often. That's just how it works. Okie dokie. Yeah, like this hand, it's good. We're on the play, which is very nice. Play with fire, probably just going to be going at their face. Trying to dig for that third land so we can get Professional Facebreaker out on turn 3. That's the ultimate dream. Otherwise, but if we do see to have removal, oh boy, do we got that. No, get yourself to the bottom right now. There we go. Found the land. Adversaries swing in. Down to 16 past the turn. Facebreaker on the next turn. Dude, double Facebreaker sounds so busted. I love it. All right, issue here is that Cameo Transience is actually a really powerful blocker here. They're willing to trade off because all they need to have is an enchantment go to the graveyard and they can get this back over and over again. At the same time, though, I want to get this out in the battlefield and I'm willing to trade off right now. So yeah, the trade-off I feel like is obvious. They should go for this. This does mean that they won't have a big creature on the battlefield later. But if we get to get the treasure here, get to start going off. Ooh, ooh, oh, ah. So wonderful. Yeah. All right, Jukai. All right, do they have a circle of confinement here? No. We have a shot. All right, please swing in with that Kami. Please, oh please. Let us go off. Get in. Come on, you know you want to. Or we need to find a Goldsmith Dragon. Come on. Come on. Come on. Fine. Alright, so do I dig with a treasure here? What can I find that would be worthwhile? Honestly, it's Goldsmith Dragon. So that I can get 4 damage with this. And that's, we won't be able to play it at that point. So, I can kill a Jukai Naturalist right now. I can get out an extra Facebreaker. We're going to lose one of them, but we can attack them with both, get a ton of treasures. I keep probably the Adversary and Facebreaker. And that's pretty good. That means that we get a bunch of treasures to be able to dig deep on the next turn. Yeah, I think we go for this still. So we kill that guy. Maybe I could have set that up to actually kill the Kami Transients and this guy as well. Could have done both. This is a super risky play. Just like I was talking about the other time. Risk, risk, risk. Yeah, with the Menace, they can't do that. So they double block onto the Facebreaker. That's the right play. We get to get rid of an extra enchantment, which is nice. We get to get 2 treasures on the battlefield. It's played out exactly how I expected. And while it's not the best thing, we get to dig twice for really good cards on this next turn. We get to draw, filter 2. We have 5 mana available to us, potentially even more. They're going to have to start attacking at some point. The biggest issue here is if they have like double circle of confinement, something like that, where it's just like, ooh. Any kind of removal that takes us off the battlefield, much worse. That's okay. Swings in for 6, no blocks. Down to 14. That's a lot of life that just, is just gone now. Pass to my turn. Gold Hound. All right, so always do this first before playing a land because we can play lands off of this, right? Yes, we can. Go for another one. Tap land I don't love. Trying to see if I need to be casting anything else. Okay, so now I get some removals. Is it worth having the Den of the Bugbear out? I can kill Jukai and the token, swing in, get a bunch of treasures, be able to play out some other stuff here as well. So we're gonna play out the mountain here. We're gonna go X3. We're gonna take a big old hit again, but we're keeping him off of life gain. We are getting in for 4. Down to 8. Do I want to spend one of these treasures? 1 or more creatures. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that I was getting more than 1 treasure by hitting in there. That's fine though. Trade a treasure for a treasure. Don't think so. I think I need to be able to draw multiple times on the next turn. So we're just going to take whatever damage Kami Transits gives. The nice thing is that we've been able to get rid of a lot of the enchantments on the battlefield so that Machiko isn't going to be lethal. It's going to be close. Rune of Cessna. Yeah, and that's game, I think. We don't really have anything that deals with this, which is kind of a big issue with red. The way we deal with that is a massive Shadow Smashing or like double up on stuff. And we just said, yeah, I didn't remove it early enough. Yeah, to 11. So that sounds like that'll be game. Down to 3. Yeah, with a trample on this as well, I can't even just like bring this out, sacrifice this in response, have them not gain life. That's what you would normally be able to do, but not today. Let me just see if there's any chance here. Thundering Raiju. Yep, and game. All right. Good job. I can't deal with Kami of Transients at that point, and so we drew really, really well. We just needed to be able to kill the Kami before they got a Rune of Sustenance onto it, and didn't happen. Only a 2-drop. Big things to get to, 4 lands to get to it. I'm sold. Good enough for me. I'd rather not mulligan with a hand like this, even though this isn't like perfection, the most busted of all hands. Still good. I probably should have let off with the smashing there. Oh well. Go adversary. Attacking for 2. This can be aggressive, and that's all I want. As long as we find 1 or 2 other cheap cards along the way. Amazing. Let's see here. What am I doing? All right, play this out tapped. If they go for the trade here, it's a bit annoying. They will just go for the trade here, right? We have Raiju on the next turn. Yeah, no attacks, past turn. I get to kind of protect the Raiju. All right, go Raiju. Attack in, counter onto Raiju. This can trade off with whatever. Double blocks there. That's was expected. We could kill both things. Now Nicholas isn't coming at me. Down to 14. Discard 2. Land into Gold Span. Oh, so good. Into Adversary. I don't have any spells yet, do I? Those would be nice too. Oh, all right. Well, fine. Raiju go. Down to there. Yep, has the chump to not be dead real quick. Down to 10, past the turn. Gets to flip over. Come on, land for the Goldstone Dragon. This deck will not have an answer. Most likely will not have an answer for Goldstone Dragon. Double Goldstone Dragon? Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. We have one more tap land with the Den of the Bugbear. We have Valakut Awakening or whatever it's called as well. That's bad. Well, Goldspan. Amazing. Down to 15, past the turn. Even if we don't get to have a spell with this, being able to bring this in and pay the extra mana for it, we can do that a couple times and it still gets the counter onto it. And guess what? That's great. We also just have Goldspan into the victory here. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That should be game. They do have 3 mana. This deck typically doesn't have answers for what we're doing. I should have put Rabbit Battery onto something. Riveteer's Charm. That's an answer. Should have put the Rabbit Battery onto one of the guys. Yep. Down to 1. Last turn. Yeah, so they get to kill the Goldstone Dragon here. You get to keep their blockers up and available. The nice thing here, though, is the Den of the Bugbears that we get to swing in with, and the one ones that could come down here are fine. So, oh, and the Play with Fire. So we're gonna do this in response to whatever else they do. So, go Den of the Bugbear. We have enough mana, so we're gonna do. What are you doing? All the cards. Yeah, I want to use Play with Fire in response if possible. So we already have lethal here. All right, so while that's on the stack, now we go do this. There we go. Autopay. Bam. I don't know why they force us to resolve the scry effect before the lethal goes through. I feel like someone can totally abuse that. Like, oh, you're dead. Let me rope you now that I'm scrying there. And I've done it before where like I'm done and I'll just forget to hit resolve or okay because I'm like I've checked out of that game once I've won at that point. And Arena just is like, I think that this guy really needs to make sure he scries right now. Let's hold up everything right there. All right, now you can be done. All right, guys, we got through 5 games with this one and pretty sweet stuff. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for this one. I always like to dive into this at some point. Right now, I think I'm 4-3 with the deck. And so, yeah, let me see. What did I call this one? Face Breakers. Yeah, so overall, the deck is fun. I really like playing just kind of mono red aggro type of feel. I like how fast the games are. Whenever you're trying to rank up, it's kind of nice to not stick in a game for super long because whenever you lose those ones, those end up feeling really bad. Where did it go? It's somewhere in here. I know that I'm 4-3. And that should be right around here somewhere. There it is. All right, 57%. Yeah. Anyway, so on the play 5 times is a very big deal, and I think that's very telling. Yeah, we have 0% win rate on the draw. And I think that mono red right now, because of how much life game there is in the format and just mid-rangey type of stuff in general, mid-range really good against aggro in general. If they're on the play, basically it becomes a very difficult way to win. Life gain, runes, or whatever, all of the other decks that are being aggro as well, we could typically race because we're playing the mono red version that has just a lot of direct damage, a lot of whatever else. Up against runes, there's decks that are just getting lots of life, and so there's lots of life gain, there's lots of mid-range, there's lots of whatever going on that makes it very difficult to win on the draw with this deck. And so that's the number one downside, is that I think you can definitely win on the draw. It's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a smaller percentage and you're going to win way more on the play. And so then it kind of comes down to the die roll, or the flip or whatever, of like, how often am I on the play, how often am I on the draw? If I'm on the play a lot, I'm going to be winning pretty well with this one. This is a good one for ranking on that side of things, but you're going to have a bigger disparity of win-loss versus play and draw, which is typical with mono red type of plays. Like that, the way that you typically win in a mono red deck in tournaments and stuff is by playing best of 3 and hoping that you kind of are on the play more often, or can just get lucky on of one of those other games that you have a powerful enough deck that you can win even through a control deck or whatever, by having the right amount of damage just before they take over. And they're hoping for the opposite, you know. So anyway, it's a good deck. I think it's powerful. It's mono red. Mono red, it's actually 4-color mono red because of spirit summoning, whatever else that we have. So we technically have 4 colors whenever you're looking at the box here. But yeah, so anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.